की जय, मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय, 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 मेहर बाबा की जय, मेहर बाबा की जय, मेहर बाबा की जय, अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय, अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय,
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय, अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय, अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। Welcome all to today's online Sahavas presented to you by Avatar Meher Baba Hyderabad Center. अवतार मेहर बाबा हैदराबाद सेंटर द्वारा आयोजित इस ऑनलाइन सहवास पर सभी का हार्दिक स्वागत। అవతార్ మెహర్ బాబా హైదరాబాద్ సెంటర్ వారి నిర్వహించిన ఈ ఆన్లైన్ సహవాస్ కార్యక్రమానికి అందరికీ స్వాగతం. Let us now begin the సహవాస్ with Namo Meher Baba prayer song. Jai Baba.
Namo Meher Baba, सकल चराचर जगन्नाथ, सकल चराचर जगन्नाथ, नमो मेहर बाबा, वंदना नमो देव, नमो मेहर बाबा, वंदना नमो देव, जोहार जीवन मेवा, परानंद Namo Meher Baba, Namo Meher Baba, Namo Meher Baba,
Jai Baba. The program scheduled for today, the 14th of November 2020, also the auspicious Diwali Eve. We have bhajans in Telugu, Hindi and Marathi until 6:30. At 6:30, for 45 minutes, Shri A. Janardhan Rao from Nizamabad will share with us some anecdotes of Shri RSN Murthy and his brother Shri A. Janardhan Rao. Thereafter, for about 15 minutes, we'll hear the gist of his talk in Telugu. We have a special bhajan by Shri Pratap Ahirji at 7:25. At 7:30, we'll see beloved Baba's film O Parvardigar today. We end the Sahavas with Naam, Dhun, silence, prayers and Arti. आज के इस ऑनलाइन साहवास कार्यक्रम में कार्यक्रमों का विवरण इस प्रकार है। 6:30 बजे तक तेलुगु, हिंदी एवं मराठी भजनों में भाषाओं में आज भजन सुनेंगे। उसके बाद श्री ए जनार्दन राव निजामाबाद से आज के वक्ता होंगे। 45 मिनट तक उनका भाषण होगा। संक्षिप्त में उनके भाषण का सार तेलुगु में बताया जाएगा। इसके बाद 5 मिनट का एक भजन श्री प्रताप आहिर जी द्वारा हम सुनेंगे। 7:30 बजे करीब प्रीतम बाबा का फिल्म शो होगा। आज के फिल्म का शीर्षक है ओ परवरदिगार। इसके उपरांत नाम, धुन, मौन, प्रेयर्स एवं आरती के साथ हम आज का साहवास कार्यक्रम समाप्त करते हैं। ఈ రోజు సాహవాస్ కార్యక్రమం యొక్క వివరాలండి। 30 నిమిషాల పాటు భజన కార్యక్రమం ఉంటుంది 6:30 వరకు। 6:30 నుంచి 45 నిమిషాల పాటు మన ప్రియ సోదరులు ఏ జనార్దన్ రావు గారు నిజామాబాద్ నుంచి వారు ప్రసంగిస్తారు। ఆ తర్వాత తెలుగులో వారి ప్రసంగం యొక్క జిస్ట్ సారం తెలియబడుతుంది। ఆ తర్వాత ప్రతాప్ ఆహిర్ గారి ద్వారా ఒక ప్రత్యేకమైన గజల్, ఆ తర్వాత ప్రీతం బాబా యొక్క ఫిల్మ్ 15 నిమిషాల పాటు ఉంటుంది. ఫిల్మ్ శీర్షకం ఓ పర్వర్దిగార్. చివరిగా నామ్ ధున్, మౌనం, ప్రార్థనలు మరియు ఆరతితో ఈరోజు సహవాస్ కార్యక్రమాన్ని ముగిద్దాం. We'll now hear a Hindi bhajan by Meher Prem from UK. Over to you, Meher Prem.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। मन बाबा बाबा बोलना, 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 मन बाबा बाबा बोलना। ये दुनिया है रेन बसेरा, ये दुनिया है रेन बसेरा, ना कोई तेरा ना कोई मेरा, ना कोई तेरा ना कोई मेरा, बाबा से नाता जोड़ना, मन बाबा बाबा बोलना, मन बाबा बाबा बोलना, मन बाबा बाबा बोलना, मन बाबा बाबा बोलना, मन बाबा बाबा बोलना। ये दुनिया सपनों का धेरा, ये दुनिया सपनों का धेरा, आस निराश कहे ये फेरा, आस निराश कहे ये फेरा, बाबा से नाता जोड़ना, मन बाबा बाबा बोलना, 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 मन बाबा बाबा बोलना। जीवन के हर पल हर क्षण में, 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 मेहर प्रेम रस बोलना, मन बाबा बाबा 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 बोलना। जय बाबा जय बाबा, जय बाबा मेहर बाबा, 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 बाबा। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
Very nice. Thank you very much, dear Meher Prem. జై బాబా. తర్వాత భజన్ సోదరులు గోపి వారి బృందం హైదరాబాద్ వారిచే విందాం. Jai Baba. We will now hear a song by Dear Word Parks and Group from Meherabad.
Who wears the dawn form of the heart's awakening? I call him Meher, my friend and my king. Who wears the dawn form of the heart's awakening? I call him Meher, my friend and my king. Meher Baba, 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 Meher Baba. He is the sight that I am longing to see. He is my true self is he. He is the sight that I am longing to see. He is my true self is he. Meher Baba, 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 Meher Baba. The scent of his name, wonderfully sweet, entices me on the way to his feet. The scent of his name, wonderfully sweet, entices me on the way to his feet. Meher Baba, 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 Meher Baba. Those who have mingled in the dust at his door, to leave his presence, desire nevermore. Those who have mingled in the dust at his door, to leave his presence, desire nevermore. Meher Baba, 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 Meher Baba. And when the veil is lifted, what will they sing? Glory to Meher, our friend and our king. And when the veil is lifted, what will they sing? Glory to Meher, our friend and our king. Meher Baba, 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 Meher Baba. The fairest fruit upon the creation tree. He is my true love is he. The fairest fruit upon the creation tree. He is my true love is he. Meher Baba, 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 Meher Baba.
Jai Baba. We will now move on to the next segment of the program. This will be a talk by Shri A. Janardhan Rao from Nizamabad. Janardhan Rao, he had the opportunity of Bilwet Baba's last darshan in 1969 and well known to us, especially to all Amar Tithi volunteers. Shri Rentala Surnarayana Murthy, and Shri A. Narayan Rao. Shri A. Narayan Rao is the brother of Shri Janardhan Garu. Shri Janardhan Garu will today share with us the anecdotes of the two gentlemen who have been the key instruments in Avatar Meher Baba Nizamabad Center's formation. He will share anecdotes of their meeting with Baba today with us. బాబా ప్రసాదించిన ఈ అవకాశంలో ఈరోజు మనకి సుపరిచితులైన సోదరులు శ్రీ ఏ జనార్దన్ రావు గారు నిజామాబాద్ నుంచి ఈరోజు ప్రసంగిస్తారండి. బాబా యొక్క లాస్ట్ దర్శన్ సహవాస్ కార్యక్రమంలో పాల్గొన్నవారు జనార్దన్ రావు గారు. అలాగే మనందరికి సుపరిచితులు అమరతిథి వాలంటీర్గా ప్రత్యేకంగా. అయితే అందరికీ తెలిసినట్టుగానే రెంటాల సూర్యనారాయణ మూర్తి గారు, అలాగే జనార్దన్ గారి సోదరులైన నారాయణరావు గారు, వీరి యొక్క బాబాతో కలయికలు గురించి ఆ స్మృతుల్ని మనతోటి జనార్దన్ గారు ఈరోజు పంచుకుంటారు. जय बाबा. निजामाबाद से श्री ए जनार्दन राव आज हमारे साथ इस ऑनलाइन मंच पर हैं. अमरतिथि वॉलंटियर एवं कई बाबा प्रेमियों से हम उनसे सुपरिचित हैं. 1969 में प्रीतम बाबा के आखिरी दर्शन लास्ट दर्शन साहवास कार्यक्रम में भाग लेने का सौभाग्य उन्हें प्राप्त हुआ. हम ये भी जानते हैं कि श्री रेंटाला सूर्यनारायण मूर्ति और श्री ए नारायण राव जो इनके सहोदर रहे, वे बाबा अवतार मेहर बाबा निजामाबाद सेंटर के मुख्य कारक है. बाबा के साथ इनके से जुड़े जो स्मृतियां हैं आज स्वयं जनार्दन जी से सुनते हैं. ओवर टू यू जनार्दन जी. जय बाबा.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. It is my great fortune that I am before you to share my story, the story how our family came into Baba's contact. And before I start anything about our story or something like that, I have to first tell the very cause about the very cause of what has happened in Nizamabad. One man's tireless efforts in Baba's cause it culminated in such a beautiful Baba people here that nobody can forget him all their lives. So it is none other than Brother Rentala Suryanarayan Murthy, RSN Murthy, whom we dearly call him. So it was because of him that what all has happened in Nizamabad, it took place because of that man. So before I tell anything about my story or my family story, I have to naturally tell about him, and without that story, all our stories are incomplete. So that is the reason why I am going to tell you at least briefly about RSN Murthy, then revert to my own story. So RSN Murthy he came from a remote village in Andhra near Rajamandri. The name is Srirangapatnam. So his father was Gangaraj Garu. He was considered as a Siddha Purusha those days. He was in those days, from the point of view of those times, I have to tell that he was highly qualified person. He took his matriculation from Hindu University, Banaras Hindu University, which was very difficult those days, because those days, that is in the early 1900s or maybe in late 1890s, there were no schools all around. It was very, very difficult for one to pursue education. In such times, he went to Banaras Hindu University, and where he completed his matriculation. So naturally, it was a very great achievement on anybody's part to have such a wonderful educational background. So naturally, when somebody is highly qualified, so their family, they will expect him to do very well in materialistic life. And so was the case with him also. That is, Gangaraju's father expected that his son would come back to Andhra and take up some job in the government machinery, and maybe he may become a collector or something like that. But to the utter disappointment of his family, and nobody could expect that Gangaraju would refuse to take up any profession in the materialistic world. He was already married. He had a son and a daughter, that is RSN Murthy and his sister Kanakaratnam, whom we all know. Kanakaratnam was responsible for Parel Center in Bombay, and then it was moved to Arangaon, and there she stayed. Rao Kaka, that is her husband, and they stayed there, and they gave up their entire life for Baba's cause. So that is one part. Second part is RSN Murthy, and he's the everybody knows, old timers, they know who RSN Murthy was. So it so happened that when his father Gangaraju refused to take up any profession in the materialistic sense of the word, the responsibility fell on the young shoulders of RSN Murthy. He took up the responsibility from his father from his grandfather as a Karnam, and as a young man he tried to take care of the family, because his father was not at all interested in the materialistic world or money or anything. And his father, Gangaraju, who was considered as a Siddha Purusha, spent all his time in meditating on the Lord's Son, contemplating, reading Vedas, Rig Veda, Samveda, all Vedas and Upanishads. He was a master of all those things, and he was seriously concerned about it. He most of the time he spent his time in his room. He would not come out, and only rarely would come down for his food into the family. So that was the situation. So as a young man, RSN Murthy was discharging his duties as a village Karnam, and as it happens with all men, God lovers, they were very honest people, and it was very difficult time. Because there was not enough money in their in their lot. Whatever was there, they have to earn with great honesty. So naturally people will suffer. Those who are honest, they only have to suffer. That is the law of the creation. We can't help that. So it was like that. So very rarely he would go to his father, who was who confined himself to a room, and very rarely would find some time with his father. So in such times, his father would divulge all the secrets of spiritual path, Veda, the meaning of Vedic, Vedas, the Upanishads and all such things, and would naturally encourage his son to take up such a life. RSN Murthy was himself a seeker of truth. He was always concerned about what is the meaning of life and how it is going to end up and what will be his fate and all such things. He was not really concerned with the mundane world, but he had to discharge the duties of a village colonel. So time went on like that, and so often what would happen that whenever he found some time, he would go to his father and sit with him and spend some time silently, or sometimes he may have some doubts, he may seek some clarification and all that. At one such time, Gangaraj Garu, that is RSN Murthy's father, told him that when I drop my body, when I die and become one with the oversoul, I will take you both, that is RSN Murthy and his sister Kankaratnam, to Purna Purusha. That is the word he has used, Purna Purusha, that is perfect man. So he was naturally this has made a very great impact on RSN Murthy's mind, and he was eagerly waiting for such a meeting. But he had to wait. So what happened, many times his father would tell about this, and he was fascinated with this, and he would only concerned with the when it will take place. He was eagerly waiting for such a thing. So on one such occasion, Murthy questioned him, "Father, you always tell that you will take us to Purna Purusha. Then how would I will be able to know that he is the same person?" So Gangaraju tells him that you have nothing to do. You don't worry. God will take care of everything. When you see him, when you see the great person, you will see great effulgence, and you will experience what is written in the Gayatri Mantra. It will come before your eyes, and you will have such a vision. And very soon he passed away. So after that he was left alone. RSN Murthy was left alone and was just looking forward, waiting for the Purna Purusha, and he was mechanically carrying out all his duties in the world. Now I have to tell you about something, what has happened during these days. There was one Mr. Irda Gopal Rao Naidu, whom all old-time Baba lovers, they know him. He was a resident of Kakinada, and he did great work for Baba in Kakinada, and he was the family friend of RSN Murthy. So he would always often visit this family and tell about Meher Baba, and that it was very important for the family to have Baba's darshan and then be sanctified. But RSN Murthy was not concerned. He thought that Meher Baba is a Muslim person, and what he can do for me. So he was not at all concerned. And many times when the offer came that he would take Gopal Rao Naidu would take him to Meherabad, he refused. So time went on like that, and finally this old man, that is Irda Gopal Rao Naidu, he told Murthy, he wrote a letter to Murthy. See, Baba is coming to Andhra. He is going to visit Rajahmundry, and Rajahmundry is just 30 kilometers from Srirangapatnam. And if you don't come and take Baba's darshan, then that is the end of our relationship. I would have nothing to do with you, and I will never see you again. So such harsh words he used. So RSN Murthy felt that, all right, even if I don't like him, Meher Baba, let me go, because he is coming all the way from Meherabad to Rajahmundry. After all, I should go and take his darshan. What wrong is there? So with these thoughts, he went to Rajahmundry. So it was 1953, January 28th. So Baba's darshan program was arranged in a Gurukul school, that is on the banks of Godavari river. and there was already a large queue, very big queue, and he had to stand. But from a long distance, he saw Baba and his lustrous face, his beautiful face, his eyes. He could see from even long distance, and he felt that he is really very beautiful person. But he did not know that his father was going to, what his father has told has going to take place that day. So the queue passed on and on. When he came to when RSN Murthy's turn came, he stood before Baba, and Baba was distributing bananas as prasad to everyone. So that day, normally we see Baba very what you call there is a happy atmosphere all around. People are joyful, and he was joking and giving out his love. But that was not there on that day. Baba was in a what you call in a sense of little. He looked like a little sad that day, and he was not very happy. I mean, he was not in our world, so to say. He was not in our world, and Baba was lost in some other world, and he never noticed people. People came and took prasad and went away, but he never saw anybody or never took notice of what is happening before him. But when Murthy came, Baba was just plucking out his the banana from the bunch. He was about to take it. He lifted halfway, and his hand was just in the what you call. He just picked it up, and he did not even lift his hand totally. But before that, he noticed RSN Murthy, and he, from head to foot, from foot to head, he looked at RSN Murthy. So that was the end of everything. So what happened? So what his father Gangaraju, RSN Murthy's father Gangaraju told him, that has come true. In Baba's place, Baba was, he saw Baba from what you call from what you call he reached the skies. Baba was so gigantic and so beautiful. Effulgence light was there, and it was such a soothing effect on him that he started weeping, and he did not know how to say anything. RSN Murthy was just weeping, and his hands and his legs, they were all very stiff. He could not even move. He could not even lift his face. He just kept on looking at Baba, and it went for some time, and he knew that it was the truth which he was seeking all these years, perhaps for many lives. So at that moment itself, he decided that his life belonged to Baba. This life did not belong to him anymore, and all his life would be given to Baba. Even every breath, it should be given to Baba. That was the determination he made, and that was the reason. So this great, the unbelievably beautiful, joyful, and unforgettable vision of Baba remained with him for nearly 30 days. Even when he spoke to persons, when he did his job in the village, or whatever happened, he could see only that vision all the time, and he would be very, very happy with that. So after some time, what has happened, now because I have to share what has happened with Nizamabad, I will be brief with other things, and I will confine myself to what has happened in Nizamabad. So he was RSN Murthy. Then it was as is ordained by Baba. He came to Nizamabad as a development officer in LIC, and he started working for LIC and making his livelihood here in Nizamabad. But right from the day he arrived, stepped in Nizamabad, he started telling about Meher Baba. He already conducted some meetings in so many public places in Nizamabad, and he went from house to house telling about Meher Baba and his avataric mission and all that. So this is the story of RSN Murthy. Briefly, there are several things that I have to narrate, but I don't think there is enough time. But I will, because I am asked to tell something about our family, our connection with Meher Baba. I will now come to our story. So any story of Baba lovers in Nizamabad is directly connected to RSN Murthy, but it is also equally connected to my brother Shri Janardhan Rao, my elder brother. He was the eldest of all of us. We are 4 brothers, and he was eldest of all of us, and he worked in revenue department. So in the year 1964, I don't remember when it happened, Jawaharlal Nehru passed away. So that was a great shock to my brother, and for months he was depressed, and he would often spend his nights weeping, and he was not interested. So seeing the plight of my brother, some elders, some elderly people, they advised him to read Gita. So he started reading Gita. Of course, we as young children also knew about Gita and all that, because my parents were also devoted to Krishna, and they would often sing Bhajans and all that. But this is a serious business. Now my brother, he took up Gita and he started reading that. He would read out to us, our friends, and whosoever came to our house, he would tell about Krishna and his promise that he would come to the world again. So all these things. And some people liked it, some people they laughed at him. Whatever may be the reason. But my brother did not care for all these things. And he would take up Gita, and a copy of Gita, and go to every acquaintance and tell them that you have to listen to Lord Krishna, and what has said what has been declared in Gita, it is going to come true. So this was his business. Every day morning by 7 o'clock he will be ready. He would put Gita, a copy of Gita in his bag, and go to some acquaintance, and he would tell about Krishna. So it so happened that my brother and RSN Murthy met in a place where the family, they were interested in Meher Baba and who were also interested in Krishna. So there RSN Murthy told my brother that, see, you are follower of Krishna and you always think of Krishna, but Krishna is there very much amongst us. You have to take his darshan, and he is Meher Baba. So my brother got furious. He said, how can it be a Muslim Krishna, if at all Krishna is going to take birth, he would be born in a Brahmin family. That was his bent of his mind. So he said, and Meher Baba cannot be avatar. At best he may be a saint. But Murthy insisted that, see, Mr. Janardhan Rao, you don't know Meher Baba. Who is Meher Baba? So before you come to some conclusion, know about Meher Baba, know about him fully, read his literature, and decide for yourself. If you feel that he is a fraud, if you can prove to me that he is a fraud, then I will leave Meher Baba and follow you. That was the challenge thrown to my brother. So my brother was serious. All right, he said, let me look into it. So what he did, he applied 1 month's leave and started reading Baba's literature. So all the books, God to Man, Man to God, then Discourses, then God Speaks, and then Religion and Humanity. All these books he read very thoroughly in 1 month's time. And as he went on reading these books, so he slowly started feeling that Meher Baba is none other than Lord Krishna. He was very convinced. And those were the times when Baba was in strict seclusion. It was just after 1965 public darshan, we came to know of Meher Baba. and that was our. Of course, I can't say that it was our what you call misfortune, but that is how we were destined. So there was no occasion for us to. I mean, Baba did not leave anything for us, because Baba was after that Baba went into seclusion and he never gave any public darshan later on. So my brother was, but despite what the circular said, what Baba's orders were there, his heart craved for Baba's darshan, and he would. Because personally I was very closely connected with my brother, and he would often tell about Meher Baba, and he would say that the same Krishna has come, and I was also a little fascinated with that, but my urge was not so great. But my brother, he was very sad that Baba is in seclusion, that there is no possibility of having his darshan, and he would sit in his bed and weep for hours, and sometimes I noticed him weeping, and he would say that without Meher Baba I cannot live. So he literally became a patient-like man, just as a TB patient. He was run down. There was no interest in his day-to-day life. He was not happy with the surroundings. He would only think of Meher Baba, and he would, as a what you call mechanically go to his office, and there also he would tell his friends, colleagues, that Meher Baba is avatar, and except this there was nothing was fascinating. I mean, nothing was good with my brother. So it continued for about 6-7 months or more than nearly a year. So suddenly what happened in 1966, as we all know, that Baba would visit Pune for his summer stay, and on 1st July he would return to Meherazad. So when he had to return to Meherazad, Baba would definitely come out of Guru Prasad and board the car. So my brother thought that it will be a good effort if he can go on that day and at least have his darshan from a distance. So he decided that he should go. But what happened, the circulars would say that nobody should disturb him, nobody should come to see him and all that. And this was something, the seesaw went on in his heart, and he was very sad that he could not decide anything. So in such a situation of great dilemma, Murthy told that, Mr. Janardhan Rao, you go, you will have Baba's darshan. So my brother went to Pune. It was very difficult those days. From the point of view of our financial condition, it was very difficult even to go to Hyderabad, leave alone Pula. But he somehow managed to go to, with great difficulty, he went to Guru Prasad, and it was about evening time, maybe about 6 o'clock in the evening, when he reached Guru Prasad. See, Guru Prasad is such a big palace, such a palatial building, that one has to stand on the ground and look up at the, there were so many steps. So people who have seen Guru Prasad, they would know that. So a rich came out, noticing that somebody was there in front of the building. The rich came out and he inquired, who are you? What brings you here? What is the reason he has come and all that? So my brother told that he came from Nizamabad and he wanted to have Baba's darshan. The rich said, is there any center in Nizamabad? Yes, there is center. Who is running the center? RSN Murthy. So did he not tell you that Baba is in seclusion, that he would not give darshan and all that? My brother said, yes, I know. I like Baba's literature. So a rich questioned, don't you think that you must obey Baba's orders? My brother said yes, and all that. But then Erich said, what a wonderful man you are. You say that you know everything, and still you come and you want to have Baba's darshan. Is it not something just unbelievable, or it is not correct? So my brother was sad that Erich was not happy with that, with my brother's effort, and he was very sad and he was about to collapse. So his serious condition, Erich has noticed it, because he was patient like man. Only eyes were there, his cheeks were, everything was, he was down. So perhaps Erich took some pity on my brother. And he said, Mr. Janardhan Rao, I can't promise, but you come in the morning at 7 o'clock, and if Baba is pleased, he may grant you darshan. So it was enough for my brother, who was singing at the time. So he spent the night somehow, and early in the morning he came to Guru Prasad and was waiting. Long before 7 o'clock he came to Guru Prasad, and he was in the garden waiting for the 7 o'clock appointment. So just before 7 o'clock, Erich comes out and claps and calls my brother, and look, Janardhan Rao, Baba is happy that you came for Baba's darshan. He would grant the darshan, but you are not to touch him, you are not to bow down at his feet, you should not ask for anything. My brother said, oh no, I don't have anything, I'll just like. So he was taken into the room where Baba would meet his mandli and spend time with him. So he went into the room. So when he crossed the threshold, he saw Baba sitting in the sofa before him, and it was such a beautiful sight that he was struck with awe. He could not even utter a word. He stood like a statue, and his hands and legs were just like rock. There was no motion, and he could not believe the beauty of a man with such a beautiful face and all that. So he kept looking at him blankly. So then what happened? Baba folded his hands. Then my brother realized that I have to fold my hands. So he folded his hands. Then Erich started his thing. He said, Baba said something, and he said, Baba asks, who are you? Where are you? Where have you come from? So and all that. So my brother tells that my name is Janardhan Rao. I come from Nizamabad, and I am here. So Baba says that I am happy with you. He puts his hand on his chest and on his heart and says that I give you my love. Go. So it was almost, hardly for 1 minute. So all this happened, and my brother was in what you call Satwa Asman. He was in such a blissful state. So he returned home, and he started. Now he removed Gita from his books. He put God Speaks, God Man, and Baba's literature, and he would go from door to door, because my brother was an employee in Nizamabad, and he knew so many people. He would visit everybody in Nizamabad and tell about Meher Baba. So this went for some time, and I was young at that time. I was in my maybe in 19 years or something of the sort, and I was also very interested in Baba, but I did not know anything except I loved. I would feel happy thinking about him as a college student. So it went on for some time, and then came the good news that Baba was going to give his darshan in 1969, April, May, June. So that circular came somewhere in the month of October in 1968. So we were thrilled. So now, on our part, what we did, we will go to every acquaintance and tell them that Baba would give his darshan in April, May, and it is it will be very difficult after that anybody can have Baba's darshan. It was right time for any person to have the darshan of God. So what they have to do, they have to deposit some 10 rupees or 15 rupees for booking a seat in a bus that we were going to arrange at that time. So see, as so many people were interested and many people gave us 10 rupees or 15 rupees, whatever it is, and that money was put in our bank. That is, I was working in a bank at that time, in Canara Bank. So the money was deposited in an account, in a savings bank account. So maybe it was around 1,000 or 2,000 rupees. Now it is 1,000, 2,000 has no meaning nowadays. But that was a great amount in those days. So we had collected good amount at that time. So we had to book 4 buses or something like that. So that was how we were calculating. So it went on. Suddenly what has happened, on January 31st when Baba dropped his body, the news came in the All India Radio that Baba has dropped his body. And we were aghast. So all our family members, we were all weeping. And everybody was sad. And there were so many people. Our Kashnath Pawar was there, Govardhan was there, and so many others. There were so many people who loved dearly Baba and wanted to have his darshan. So it was such a great shock that we could never believe that. So now what is left? Now we have already booked 4 buses, and now we were planning to go in 4 buses and were planning to take about 200 people to Pune for Baba's darshan. So all these dreams, they were shattered in a blow. And so we did not know what to do now. We were just weeping and weeping. And Murthy told that it is foolish to weep like that because Baba was not an ordinary person. He was infinite consciousness. And his death, his body was only something which we could see. But real darshan is that we have to realize it in some different way. So with all such words he told us, and he said that we will all go for Baba's darshan, that is Baba's body, and have his darshan in Meherabad. So on 1st February, my family was, we were all about, our own family was about 20 people. My mother, my parents, my sisters, my sister-in-law, my brother's sons and daughters, and another, we were 4 brothers, So everybody has, of course I was not married and my younger brother was also not married. But these 2 people, my elder brother and the other one, second brother, was also married. They had children. And such a big family, we have to go. But there is not enough money. So what we did, we approached our brother RSN Murthy and took his permission that for the time being, we'll take the amount that is lying in the bank and go to Meherabad and we'll reimburse the amount soon after we return. So he said, all right, don't bother about all those things. We don't have any time. Let us hurry up. So on 1st February, we boarded a train from Nizamabad, that is Ajanta Express. It started at about 10 o'clock in the night on 1st February. And when we reached Meherabad, it was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So we were in the queue. I realized that we had nothing to eat. We did not think of eating at all. We had no, today when I think of those things, now I realize that we were fasting. We did not, maybe we had some tea and all that at Arangaon or something like that. But when we came to Meherabad, it was 3 o'clock and we ran to Baba's Samadhi and we were in the queue. And so the queue passed on, and when I saw, my sister was behind me and she said, "Oh God, did they do any makeup to Baba's face? It was such a beautiful, sight. So that was the reaction. So he was so beautiful. He was so, one cannot describe. After all, it is God's form. No one can describe about that. So from 2nd February to 7th February, that is all these 5-6 days, we remained in Meherabad. As you know, those days there was nothing, only drinking water was available at lower Meherabad. There was no arrangements in upper Meherabad. There was no electricity, and but all this did not matter anything to us. We did not mind about all these things. We were only happy with that we are before Baba. But it was first darshan, and the first darshan was going to be the last darshan, and that was a sad thing. That even today we feel that we were singularly fortunate and singularly unfortunate in the sense that that is the last darshan. So what happened? So this all. So about 200 people were there from Nizamabad, and our family was about 30 to 40 people at that time. So most of the time we would spend at the Samadhi looking at his face, and people would come and take darshan first time, because the people came from all over India and even from foreign countries, and we saw some Westerners, that is Don Stevens. He had the movie camera, and he was recording all those incidents. So all those things we remember. But what had happened, the great thing about this story is that on 7th February, that is on 6th February night, somebody, we don't know who were the people in charge for all that, they said that we require some volunteers. So our RSN Murthy said that, so he gave some names of some of us. I was young, my brother was also there, and some people were there. They were given different duties, and we did not know anybody. But what has happened is that they gave that the duty that was given to me and to my brother was at the Samadhi. First Samadhi duty, I can say, because we were required to stand there from 8 o'clock till the doors were shut. So that was our great fortune. So we did not know what it is all about, but we had to do Samadhi duty, and nobody told what we have to do. People came, they took Baba's darshan and left the place. We have nothing to do, but we did not care what is going on. We were just looking at Baba, and till the trustees and T.S. Kutumba Shastri, then everybody else, Adi K. Rani, Eraj Jassawala, and all those people, they were those who were responsible for that. When they closed the door, till such time our duty was there. So that is the story, and there is one more thing I just want to add here. See, nobody knew us, me or my brother or anybody from Nizamabad, but the duty was given to us. There must have been so many people from other places also, but the Samadhi duty was given to both of us, that is my elder brother and myself. And then the duty given to RSN Murthy was collecting trash at the railway gate. That great man, he did not complain. He did it with great interest, and he was picking up all the trash and collecting it at the railway, railway track. So it was almost 11:50 that he was doing that duty there, and T.S. Kutumba Shastri, the chairman of Avatar Meher Baba Trust, he, for some reason, he went out and he was returning, and he has noticed RSN Murthy, and he said, "Oh God, what is this? You are here. Come on." He said that I am doing his duty. Now don't bother about duty. Come on. So he picked his hand, and by hand he dragged him to Baba's Samadhi, and it was almost, it it was time that it was going to be closed. So, that is how Baba's timing is, that RSN Murthy also had Baba's darshan at the very, very last minute. So this is our story with Meher Baba in those days. So there are so many things, but presently I feel that I am happy to share with you all these things. I am not a good speaker. I am not well versed with sharing my experiences, but this is all what I can say. Jai Baba, Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Before I continue what has happened in Nizamabad and what our dear brother RSN Murthy did in Nizamabad, I would like to share something about two very important events that have happened in Baba's history, Baba's cause. So as a Colonel, he was in Srirangapatnam, and he would go from village to village and tell about Meher Baba, and there would be Burra Kathas and so many programs. He would invite so many people, Swami Satyaprakash Udasin and Dr. Bharucha, C.D. Deshmukh, everybody, Amir Singh Saigal and all such people, great people to his village, and he would have programs, and he would go to different villages with the team. So he was busily engaged in Baba's work and carrying out his heart's wish to give Baba's name to everybody. That was what he has determined when he met Meher Baba in Rajahmundry. So it so happened that those days this Andhra Center was there, KDRM Tanpat Rao Naidu and these great people were there. So they thought that it will be good if they had a Sahavas in Rajahmundry. So because RSN Murthy was very active person, they also invited RSN Murthy to the meeting, preliminary meeting that was scheduled that took place in Rajahmundry. So what happened? So RSN Murthy thought that it is better that he should go with somebody from the village. So there was a rich man there in his village, and he was also interested in Meher Baba, and he took that man to the meeting. So in the meeting, they were all discussing so many things about lodging arrangements, venue and all that, and where to conduct, how to conduct, for how many days, and how to raise the money that was required. So they were arriving at some decisions, and they said that everybody has to pay a fee of 5 rupees, and they would stay in Rajahmundry. They would make all arrangements for food and all that. So some discussions was on there. So this man who was with RSN Murthy, he took RSN Murthy outside the meeting and said, "What is this? We collect money from the people and we feed them. We take their money and we feed them. This is very ridiculous." So then Murthy said, "What we can do?" He said, "No, we can have this program in Srirangapatnam, in the village." And he said, "Then how?" He said, I will take responsibility of everything. There is no need for you to collect any fee and all that." So Murthy was happy with the suggestion, but this man was how far he can be trusted. If he makes any commitment, he has to stand up to it. So it was difficult. It is not a small amount. If the probable amount, the expenditure was not going to be something very easy to make good. So it was difficult. So he said, if I go and tell these people that we are going to have the program in Srirangapatnam, and if they agree to that, then, and after every arrangement is made, if this man, the man whom his name was Atili Suryanarayana, if this man backs out, what I have to do? Then in a second's time, he said, all right, if such a thing happens, if this man Atili Suryanarayana, he backs out, then I will sell all my property. I will sell all that I have, and see that the event takes place. So RSN Murthy, he says that, friends, please look here. We will have the program at 3 days program in Srirangapatnam. That was in December. Probably I just can't recollect exactly, but it must be 10th December, 11th December, or 12th December, or 8th, 9th, and 10th December. I can't exactly say, but 10th December was one date in that. So for 3 days we will have a program. And what about all the people who were responsible such as this thing, that is Dhanpatram Naidu, Kutumba Shastri, and Arangao Rao and Mallikarjun Rao and all others? They were just shocked that such a proposal has come from RSN Murthy. They said that they found so many reasons for avoiding this. They said that your place is a small village and there is no proper facility to take the people to that village. There was no road. So they, whatever came to their mind, they put all the doubts before him. They said that it is a small village, there is no electricity, there is no bus service, and people coming from Rajahmundry, how would they reach that place? So he said that we will arrange a bus. We'll make the road from Korkonda to Srirangapatnam. There was no road. That is, Korkonda was the last place from where buses could ply. So they said that, and what about electricity? They said that we'll bring those days it was what you call in a tractor they would bring a big generator and all that. And they said that, what about lodging arrangements? He said that I will vacate all the houses of our villagers. Every villager will vacate their house and they will make lodging arrangements for everyone. So for everything there was an answer from these people. So after then there was a long argument and none of them were very enthusiastic about that. But all the same, they said that all right, we'll write to Baba, and whatever Baba tells, then we'll abide by that. So finally the matter was taken to Baba's notice. Baba said, it is Srirangapatnam, not Rajahmundry. And they had to obey Baba's orders. So when Baba was very much amidst us and Sahavas for the first time outside Meherabad was going to take place, and it was what you call, Baba would not go to that place, but but Baba said that I will send my brother Jal as my representative. Adi will be there, and then all the people, C.D. Deshmukh, then Dr. RSN Murthy, everybody, those, all the popular figures, they were all there in the year 1960. So there was a congregation for 3 days. People came in good numbers. There is a movie also that was Jal took. Jal made the film for all Baba lovers at that time, and Adi Kerani came. Shantabai was there. C.D. Deshmukh was there. and Amar Singh Saigal was there, and so many people were there from all over India, and even from Andhra also there were good numbers. About 1,000 people were there for 3 days, and it was when you look at the film, you will know what magnanimous was the event, and everybody was. And what happened finally? The film was shown in Meherabad, in Meherazad. Baba viewed it personally. So that is one thing. And second thing is about Murthy's Arti. That is Jaha Kalpana Arti record. Say it is nowadays recording and shooting and all that is very easy. Even from distance also we can have visuals and all that. But those were the days in 60s. It was very difficult. If you have to record something, we have to go to either Bombay or Madras. Those are the two places, or some maybe Calcutta. I don't know. But these were the only two places. And the company that was making records, gramophone records, was HMV. It was very difficult to have get something recorded in those in HMV studios. It was very difficult. People have to take appointment long before that, very, very long. So it was all very difficult, and it was not financially also it was very difficult. But our brother RSN Murthy, he thought that Baba's Jaha Kalpana Arti should be recorded, and the record can be distributed, circulated all over the country, so that people can listen that. So that was his plan. So and now when we look at his financial background, it was nothing, very dismal. There was no money, nothing and all that. But he had a desire, a rock-like faith in Baba, and he would often say that whatever Baba decreed will happen. Whatever, when something is prompted by Baba, it will be his responsibility, and it will definitely take place. There are several instances. I can't, if I have to narrate, maybe 3-4 hours I have to spend on that. But making it, cutting it short, I would only say that he decided to have it. So the matter was, this proposal he kept before Adi Kairani. Adi said, all right. So first of all, Adi was not very confident, because as a poor man, he has no financial background, and how it is going to happen. It was a very expensive idea, and how this man will be able to fulfill that. And what has to be done is, we have to get the party, that is Madhusudan and Subhadra and all the group members, to Bombay, and they have to stay there for some time and go to the HMV studios and get the Arti recorded. So he was not himself very confident about that, but anyhow he could not deny that, and he said, all right, we'll think about that. So this process went for some time, maybe around 1 year. So every year RSN Murthy would go to Pune for Baba's darshan in the summer months, and then on one such occasion he went to Adi again. So Adi, he was busy with the program there, and he got wild. He said, man, what is this? You don't have any timing sense and all that? No, we'll think of it later on. So he was he was a little hurt, but all the same he did not leave the matter. Then what he did, he approached Rustum Kaka. At that time Rustum Kaka was there. He said, all right, Madhusudan people, it is very difficult, so let me try with this Rustum Kaka. So he went to Rustum Kaka, and he was about to broach the subject. At that time Adi noticed that. So Adi again called him, and all right, he said, all right, we'll have one Arti recorded by Rustum and one Arti recorded by Madhusudan. So first we'll start with Madhusudan. So date was fixed. Madhusudan and party, and some people, they had to go from Pune to Bombay and stay there. So they had equipment. So, but this equipment was not what you call that can be used in a modern studio, recording studio. Those were not good. So there were so many troubles. So they had to stay long in Bombay than the expected time. So so the more you stay in Bombay, the more money you have to spend. So that was, but despite all that, they had recorded Baba's Arti, and it was the gramophone record that was presented, that was placed before Baba. Baba was very happy and said that, how did you get this money? Of course, Murthy was in Srirangapatnam, but Baba was making inquiries about this. And they said that the man was RSN Murthy and he was in Srirangapatnam. So Baba had all the accounts got to him and he verified. And he questioned RSN Murthy, how did he secure that much amount? Then he did not say anything. But Baba's, the way Baba, he continues something, where he was very nagging and all that, So he had to tell him that he has borrowed money and he had to pay interest for the entire amount. It was nearly 2,500 those days, I suppose. So that was half the amount was given by one Mr. Tanakala Parao Naidu of Srirangapatnam, and the other half by RSN Murthy. And it was all this amount, they had no ready cash with them. They were very ordinary people, but they had borrowed money, mortgaging their land. So that is the, what you call, sacrifice, a silent sacrifice, full of love. They did not think how they are going to repent all that. They were only concerned with the outcome. They wanted that there should be a record of, that was the first record, which was made in those days, and it was great. So finally what has happened is that Baba said that this money should not be a burden to RSN Murthy. He said that he was going to return the money, but Murthy said that it was his, he would be what you call, he would be very, 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 what you call, happy if the amount was not returned, and that he was the burden, it should not be considered as a burden on him. On the other hand, it is a great fortune that he could do something in Baba's cause. But Baba finally he said that, all right, but now I am sending the money as my prasad, accept it. So the money was sent to him and he took it, of course. But the man's heart was so great that he did not bother how he was going to clear the debt. It was not a small amount those days. In 1960s, 1250 means it was such a huge amount. I know that those days about 7 rupees you would get a big bag of rice, 100 kgs, that is 1 quintal rice you would get only for 7 rupees. That is my faint remembrance. So that is the thing that has happened with RSN Murthy. And one more important item I would like to share with all of you people, because tomorrow is Jubilee Hills anniversary. That is November. Is it November 14th today?
Yes.
So today is November 14th, but tomorrow they are going to have the program. For those people, I would like to tell that it is because of RSN Murthy's effort, single-handed effort, that the Jubilee Hills project came up. Right from the what you call from the very beginning of getting the land from Sri Kavuri Kutumba Rao till the completion of the building, till it was inaugurated, it was all RSN Murthy, who worked very hard. He would travel from Nizamabad to Hyderabad, stay there for days in somebody's house and carry out Baba's work. And that itself is a great, what you call, story. But I don't think the time slot is not, it won't permit me to share all that I wanted to tell. But sometime, maybe some other time, I may tell this story.
అవతార్ మెహర్ బాబా కీ జై. సోదరులు జనార్దన్ రావు గారు, శ్రీ ఆర్ఎస్ఎన్ మూర్తి గారు, అలాగే వారి సోదరులు ఏ నారాయణరావు గారి యొక్క స్మృతుల గురించి మనతో పంచుకున్నారండి. ఇప్పుడు వారి ప్రసంగం యొక్క తెలుగు అనువాదం, ఒక సారం మాత్రమే క్లుప్తంగా విందాం. జై బాబా.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. నిజామాబాద్ సెంటర్ ప్రముఖ కార్యకర్తలైనటువంటి రెంటాల సూర్యనారాయణమూర్తి మరియు ఏ నారాయణరావుల గారి గురించి సోదరులు ఏ జనార్దన్ గారు చెప్పినటువంటి విషయాలను ఒకసారి చూద్దాం. వారి మాటల్లోనే, రెంటాల సూర్యనారాయణమూర్తి గారు రాజమండ్రికి దగ్గరలో ఉన్న శ్రీరంగపట్టణానికి చెందినవారు. ఆయన తండ్రి గంగరాజు గారు ఆ రోజుల్లో బెనారస్ యూనివర్సిటీలో చదువుతూ ఉండేవారు. అటువంటి ఉన్నత చదువులు ఆ కాలంలో కొద్ది మంది మాత్రమే చదువుతూ ఉండేవారు. గంగరాజు గారి తండ్రి ఆ ఊరికి కారణంగా పనిచేస్తూ ఉండేవారు. ఆయన తన కుమారుడు ఆ చదువులు పూర్తి చేసుకుని వచ్చి గవర్నమెంట్ ఉద్యోగంలో స్థిరపడి ఏ పెద్ద కలెక్టర్ అవుతాడని అనుకుంటూ ఉండేవాడు. కానీ గంగరాజు గారు మాత్రం తిరిగి వచ్చాక ఏ ఉద్యోగం చేయడానికి సిద్ధపడలేదు సరికదా. ఆధ్యాత్మిక గ్రంథాలు చదువుతూ తన గదికే పరిమితమై ఉండేవారు. అప్పటికే ఆయన వివాహితుడు, పిల్లలు కూడా ఉన్నారు. మనం అందరం కూడా RSN మూర్తి అని పిలిచే ఆ రెంటాల సూర్యనారాయణమూర్తి గారు ఆ సంతానంలో ఒకరు. అప్పటికే ఆయన యువకుడు. తండ్రి కుటుంబ బాధ్యతలను పట్టించుకోకుండా భగవంతుని ధ్యాసలో తన గదిలోనే ఉండిపోగా RSN ఆ బాధ్యతలను తనపై వేసుకున్నాడు. అంతేకాకుండా తాతగారి కరణహోదాను కూడా చేబూని నిజాయితీగా బాధ్యతలు నిర్వహించాడు. స్వతహాగానే RSN ఆధ్యాత్మిక చింతన గలవాడు. జీవితం అంటే ఏమిటి, దీని గమ్యం ఏమిటి మొదలగు అంశాల గురించి ఆలోచిస్తూ భగవదాన్వేషణలో ఉండేవాడు. తండ్రి చెప్పే ఆధ్యాత్మిక విషయాల పట్ల ఆకర్షితుడై ఆయనతో ఆ విషయాలు చర్చిస్తూ ఉండేవాడు. టైము దొరికినప్పుడల్లా తండ్రితో గడిపేవాడు. ఒకరోజు తండ్రి RSN మరియు RSN సోదరి వెంకటరత్నంతో ఇలా అన్నారట: నేను శరీరం విడిచిపెట్టాక ఆ పరమాత్మలోకే వెళ్తాను. ఆ తర్వాత మీ ఇద్దరిని నేను పూర్ణ పురుషుని వద్దకు తీసుకెళ్తాను. కొంతకాలానికి గంగరాజు మరణించారు. RSN స్నేహితుడు ఒక ఆయన గోపాలరావు నాయుడు, కాకినాడకు చెందిన ఆయన. ఒకసారి గోపాలరావు నాయుడు RSNతో ఇలా అన్నారు, బాబా రాజమండ్రి వస్తున్నారు, ఈసారైనా వచ్చి బాబా దర్శనం చేసుకో. ఒకవేళ నువ్వు రాలేదనుకో మన స్నేహం కొనసాగించడం శుద్ధ వేస్ట్ అన్నాడు. RSN అనుకున్నారు, వెళ్ళి ఆ మెహర్ బాబాను చూడడంలో నష్టమే ఉంది అనుకున్నాడు. బాబా రాజమండ్రి గురుకులంలో దర్శనం ఇస్తున్నారు. ఆ దర్శనం కోసం చాలా పెద్ద లైనే ఉంది. బాబాను దూరం నుండి చూసిన ఆయన బాబా యొక్క తేజస్సు సౌందర్యానికి ముగ్ధుడైపోయాడు. RSN బాబా దర్శనానికి లైన్లో నిలబడ్డాడు. బాబా అందరికీ అరటిపండుని ప్రసాదంగా పంచుతున్నారు. ఈయన RSN బాబా దగ్గరికి వెళ్తుండగా బాబా ముఖం చాలా గంభీరంగా ఉందట. ఆయన దృష్టి ఎక్కడో దూర తీరాల్లో ఉన్నట్టుంది. RSN బాబా దగ్గరికి చేరుకున్నాడు. బాబా అరటిపండు ఇద్దామని అరటిపండుని పైకి తీస్తూ ఆగి ఎదురుగా ఉన్న మూర్తిని కింద నుండి పైదాకా పరిశీలనగా చూశారట. తేజోమూర్తి అయిన బాబాను చూసి మూర్తి మనసు బ్లాంక్ అయిపోయిందట. ఏదో తెలియని దుఃఖం పొంగుకు రాగా ఏడ్చేశారట. బాబాను ఆ క్షణంలో చూడగానే ఆయనకి ఏమనిపించింది? నా జీవితాన్ని బాబాకే అంకితం చేయాలి అనే నిర్ణయం, దృఢ నిర్ణయం ఆయన తీసేసుకున్నారు. అక్కడే మర్చిపోలేని బాబా దివ్య సౌందర్యంలో ఆయన సుమారు 30 రోజుల పాటు మునిగి ఉండిపోయారట. తన తండ్రి చెప్పిన పూర్ణపురుషుడు తప్పక బాబాయే అని విశ్వసించారు RSN. ఉద్యోగరీత్యా ఆయన నిజామాబాద్ చేరుకుని అక్కడ బాబా గురించి ప్రజా దర్శనాల్లో ప్రసంగించడం మొదలుపెట్టారు. ఇంటింటికి వెళ్ళి బాబా గురించి చెబుతూ ఉండేవారు. ఇది రెంటాల సూర్యనారాయణమూర్తి గారి గురించి. ఇక రెండవ కార్యకర్త ఏ నారాయణరావు గారు, అంటే జనార్దన్ రావు గారి అన్నయ్య గారు. వీరు కూడా నిజామాబాద్ సెంటర్ కార్యకర్తల్లో ప్రముఖులు. ఆయన బాబా పరిధిలోకి ఎలా వచ్చారంటే 1964లో భారత ప్రధాని నెహ్రూ మరణం తర్వాత నారాయణరావు గారు చాలా కృంగిపోయారు. ఆ బాధలో ఆయన దృష్టి భగవంతుని వైపు మళ్ళీ భగవద్గీతను చదవడం మొదలుపెట్టారు. అందులోని విషయాలను అందరికీ చదివి వినిపిస్తూ ఉండేవారు. గీతలో కృష్ణుడు చెప్పిన విషయాలను తనకు తెలిసిన వారు అందరితో పంచుకుంటూ ఉండేవారు. ఒకసారి నారాయణరావు గారు RSN మూర్తిని కలవడం జరిగింది. ఆయన కృష్ణుడి గురించి చెప్తున్నారు. RSN మూర్తి బాబా ప్రేమికుడు. ఆయన ఏమన్నారు? RSN మూర్తి నారాయణరావు గారితో, నీవు ఇష్టపడే కృష్ణుడు సజీవంగా భూమి మీద ఉన్నాడు అన్నారు. పార్శివాడు కృష్ణుడు ఎలా అవుతాడు అంటూ నారాయణరావు గారు ఖండించారు. RSN వదిలిపెట్టకుండా, అయితే బాబా సాహిత్యం చదువు, ఆయన మోసగాడని నీవు నిరూపిస్తే నేను బాబాను విడిచిపెట్టి నీ దారిలోకి వచ్చేస్తాను అని సవాల్ చేశారు. 1 నెల రోజుల్లో బాబా అన్ని పుస్తకాలు చదివేశారు నారాయణరావు గారు. 65లో బాబా పబ్లిక్ దర్శన్ ఇచ్చినప్పటికీ ఈయన వెళ్ళలేకపోయారు. ఆ తర్వాత బాబా ఎక్కువ కాలం ఏకాంతవాసంలోనే గడిపారు. నారాయణరావు గారు బాబాను దర్శించుకోవాలని తప్పిస్తూ ఉండేవారు. బాబాను చూడకుండా నేను ఉండలేను అంటూ దుఃఖించేవారు. ఆ బాధలో, ఆ తపనలో, ఆ వ్యధలో ఆయన కుటుంబ విషయాలను, పరిసరాలను అన్నిటిని పట్ల శ్రద్ధ కోల్పోయి యాంత్రికంగా ఆఫీసుకి వెళ్ళి వస్తూ ఉండేవాడు. ప్రతి సంవత్సరం వేసవిలో బాబా పూనా గురుప్రసాద్లో విడిది చేస్తారని తెలుసు కదా మనకి. 1966లో వేసవిలో పూనా వెళ్ళి దూరం నుండైనా బాబాను దర్శించుకోవచ్చని నారాయణరావు గారు భావించారు. కానీ ఎవరూ బాబా ఏకాంతవాసానికి భంగం కలిగించకూడదనే ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ అందరికీ బాబా పంపించారు కదా. కానీ ఆర్ఎస్ఎన్ ప్రోత్సాహంతో నారాయణరావు గారు పూనా వెళ్ళి బాబాను దర్శించుకోవాలని నిర్ణయించుకున్నారు. ఆ రోజుల్లో అంతంత దూరపు ప్రయాణాలు బహు కష్టంగా ఉండేవి. మొత్తం మీద నారాయణరావు పూనా చేరుకున్నారు. సాయంత్రం 6:30 సమయంలో గురుప్రసాద్ వెళ్ళారు. ఈయన గేట్లోకి రావడం, మెట్లు ఎక్కడం ఎరుచు దూరం నుండి చూసి, ఎవరు మీరు, ఏమిటి సంగతి అని ప్రశ్నించారు. నారాయణరావు గారు తాను నిజామాబాద్ నుండి బాబా దర్శనార్థం వచ్చానని చెప్పారు. బాబాకు విధేయత చూపడం కంటే ప్రధాన విషయం ఏముంటుంది? బాబాను దయచేసి డిస్టర్బ్ చేయకండి అని నచ్చజెప్పబోయాడు ఇరుచు. నారాయణరావు గారు చాలా నిరుత్సాహపడ్డారు. చివరికి ఎరుచు ఇలా అన్నారు, మిస్టర్ నారాయణరావు, రేపు పొద్దుట రండి, బహుశా బాబా మిమ్మల్ని కలవచ్చేమో అన్నాడు. మర్నాడు పొద్దుటే నారాయణరావు గారు ఉదయం 7 గంటలకల్లా గురుప్రసాద్ భవనం చేరుకున్నారు. ఎరుచు ఆయనతో, బాబాను తాకకూడదు, ప్రాణం వెళ్ళకూడదు, గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, లోపలికి వెళ్ళండి అన్నాడు. బాబా మండలితో కూర్చుని ఉన్నారు. ఈయన గడప లోపలికి అడుగు పెడుతూ ఎదురుగా కనిపించిన దివ్య సౌందర్యం చూస్తూ అలాగే ఉండిపోయాడు. కూర్చుని ఉన్న బాబా నమస్కరిస్తున్నట్టుగా చేతులు జోడించారు. ఈయన కూడా వెంటనే చేతులు జోడించారు. ఎరుచు ద్వారా బాబా నారాయణరావు గారితో 1 నిమిషం పాటు ముచ్చటించారు. ఎక్కడి నుండి వచ్చారు, ఏమిటి విషయాలు. ఆ తర్వాత పూనా నుండి తిరిగి వచ్చాక నారాయణరావు గారు బాబా సాహిత్యాన్ని జనాల్లోకి తీసుకెళ్లడం ప్రారంభించారు. ఇదిలా ఉండగా 1969లో బాబా దర్శనం ఇవ్వబోతున్నారని విని ఎంతో సంతోషించారు. నిజామాబాద్ నుండి 4 బస్సులు ఏర్పాటు చేసుకుని బాబా యొక్క దర్శనానికి పూనా వెళ్ళాలని ప్రణాళికలు వేసుకుంటూ ఉండగా 1969 జనవరి 31న బాబా భౌతిక దేహాన్ని చాలించారని తెలిసి అంతా నీరుగారిపోయారు. బాబాను దర్శించుకుందామని ఆతురతగా ఎదురు చూస్తూ ఉండగా ఇలా జరిగిందేమిటి అని అంతా ఆందోళన పడుతుండగా RSN మూర్తి ఇలా అన్నారు, భగవంతుడు భూమి మీదకు రావడానికి వేసుకున్న వస్త్రమే ఆయన భౌతిక దేహం. ఆయన ఎప్పుడు మన హృదయాల్లోనే ఉంటాడు అని అందరికీ ధైర్యం చెప్పారు. బాబా భౌతిక దేహాన్ని చూడాలని అంతా మెహరాబాదు ఉన్నపళంగా బయలుదేరారు. ఫిబ్రవరి 1వ తేదీని అక్కడికి చేరుకున్నారు. 7వ తేదీ వరకు మెహరాబాదులోనే ఉన్నారు. ఫిబ్రవరి 1వ తేదీన మొట్టమొదటిసారి పరుండి ఉన్న బాబా దేహాన్ని దర్శించుకున్నారు. ఈ జనార్దన్ గారి సోదరి బాబా ముఖాన్ని చూసి, బాబా ముఖానికి మేకప్ కానీ వేశారా అని అడిగారట. అంటే దివ్యప్రీతముని మోము అంత తేజోవంతంగా అలరారుతూ ఉందన్నమాట. జనార్దన్ రావు గారి మాటల్లో, మేము అదృష్టవంతులం, అలాగే దురదృష్టవంతులం కూడా. ఎందుకని? చిట్ట చివరికి బాబా దేహాన్ని చూడగలిగినందుకు అదృష్టవంతులు, బాబా దేహంతో నడయాడుతూ ఉండగా చూడలేకపోయినందుకు దురదృష్టవంతులు. ఫిబ్రవరి 6వ తేదీన కొంతమంది మండలి వారు మా వద్దకు వచ్చి మాకు కొంతమంది వాలంటీర్స్ కావాలని అడిగారు. వెంటనే మేము మా పేర్లను వాలంటీర్లుగా పనిచేస్తామని ఇచ్చాం. మాకు డ్యూటీలు ఇవ్వబడ్డాయి. మా అదృష్టం ఎంతటిదంటే నాకు, నా సోదరుడు నారాయణరావుకి సమాధి డ్యూటీ ఇచ్చారు. సమాధి దగ్గర నిలబడి డ్యూటీ చేయడం. ఆ డ్యూటీ చేస్తూ బాబాను చూస్తూ పరిసరాలని మర్చిపోయాం. అందరం కలిసి వచ్చాం. కానీ RSN మూర్తికి రైల్వే గేటు వద్ద చెత్త ఎత్తడం డ్యూటీ కేటాయించారు. ఆయన అక్కడే ఆ పనిలోనే ఉండిపోయారు. బాబా దర్శనానికి రాలేదు. కుటుంబ శాస్త్రి ఈ చెత్త ఎత్తుతున్నటువంటి RSN మూర్తి వద్దకు వచ్చి, బాబా సమాధి మూసే సమయం దగ్గర పడుతూ ఉంది, దర్శనం చేసుకో బాబాను అని బలవంతంగా కుటుంబ శాస్త్రి గారు RSNను బాబా దర్శనానికి తీసుకొచ్చారు. ఆయన ఎంత డ్యూటీ మైండెడ్ అంటే ఆ డ్యూటీలోనే మునిగిపోయారు. ఈ విధంగా వీరంతా కూడా తమ జీవితాలను బాబాకి అర్పించి బాబాను సంతోష పెట్టగలిగినటువంటి కార్యకర్తలుగా మనందరి హృదయాల్లో శాశ్వతంగా నిలిచే ఉంటారు. అవతార్ మెహర్ బాబా కీ జై.
జై బాబా అండి. చివరిగా సోదరులు జనార్దన్ రావు గారు పంచుకున్న విషయాలు 3 విషయాలు, దాన్ని క్లుప్తంగా చెప్పుకుందాం. మొదటి 2 విషయాలు బాబా సశరీరులై ఉన్నప్పుడు జరిగిన విషయాలే. శ్రీరంగపట్నంలో మూర్తి గారు కరణంగా వ్యవహరిస్తూ ఉన్న రోజుల్లో వారి కార్యవిధితో పాటుగానే బాబా యొక్క సత్యప్రేమ సందేశాన్ని నలువైపులా వ్యాప్తి చేయడానికి పనిచేస్తూ ఉండేవారు. అదే సమయంలో TDM వారు ఆంధ్ర సెంటర్ తరపున రాజమండ్రిలో సహవాస్ కార్యక్రమాన్ని నిర్వహించడానికి ఒక ప్రస్తావనని తీసుకురావడం జరిగింది. మీటింగ్ పిలిస్తే దాన్ని RSN మూర్తి గారికి కూడా ఆహ్వానం వచ్చింది. RSN మూర్తి గారు అత్తిలి సూర్యనారాయణ గారు అనే ఒక ధనికులైన శ్రీరంగపట్నానికి చెందిన ప్రేమికుల్ని తీసుకువెళ్ళడం జరిగింది. అక్కడ సహవాస్ కార్యక్రమాల్లో డొనేషన్లు, దానాలు ద్వారా సొమ్ముని ఏకీకరించి సహవాస్కి కావలసిన ఖర్చుల్ని నిర్వహించడానికి ప్రస్తావన చేయడం జరిగింది. అయితే అత్తిలి సూర్యనారాయణ గారు ధనవంతులు కావడంతో మూర్తి గారితో ఈ రకంగా చెప్పడం జరిగింది, ఈ సహవాస్ కార్యక్రమాన్ని శ్రీరంగపట్నంలోనే జరుపుదాం, దీని ఖర్చు నేను భరిస్తాను అని ప్రస్తావన తీసుకొని రావడం జరిగింది. దానికి మూర్తి గారు ఆలోచించి, ఒకవేళ సూర్యనారాయణ గారు మాట తప్పినట్టయితే నేను ఆ యొక్క ఖర్చుని వహించి నా యొక్క ఆస్తిని, సొమ్ముని అమ్మి ఈ యొక్క సొమ్ముని ఇవ్వాల్సి వస్తుంది, కానీ దీనికి నేను సంసిద్ధులయ్యే ఈ ప్రస్తావనకి ముందుకు వెళ్ళాలని ఆ యొక్క KDRM ముందు ఈ యొక్క ప్రస్తావన పెట్టడం జరిగింది. KDRM మీటింగ్లో జరిగిన ప్రస్తావనలో ఆ ప్రస్తావనకి వ్యతిరేకంగా ఎన్నో సమస్యలు, ప్రశ్నలు వేయడం జరిగింది. వాటిలో అన్నిటికీ ఏదో ఒక సమాధానం మూర్తి గారి దగ్గర, వెళ్ళిన వారి దగ్గర ఉంది. అంటే అందులో ఆ రోడ్డు లేదు, ఆ శ్రీరంగపట్నం అనే ఊరికి కోరుకొండ దాకానే ఊరు ఉంది రాజమండ్రి నుంచి, ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ లేదు ఆ రోజుల్లో, అలాగే వచ్చిన వారికి వసతి, ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఏర్పాట్లు చేయడానికి సంసిద్ధులై ఆ యొక్క ప్రస్తావనని సహవాస్ కార్యక్రమాన్ని శ్రీరంగపట్నంలో జరపడానికి ఏర్పాట్లు చేయడం జరిగింది. మొత్తానికి ఆ మీటింగ్ కంక్లూజన్లో సహవాస్ శ్రీరంగపట్నంలోనే జరుగుతుంది అని నిర్ణయించి బాబాకి ఆహ్వానం పంపడం, బాబాకి ఆ సమయంలో వీలు కాకపోవడం వల్ల తన మండలి జాల్, అలాగే ఆదికేరాని, శాంతాదేవి, KM సెగల్ వీరందరినీ కూడా ఆ సహవాస్ కార్యక్రమంలోకి పంపించడం జరిగింది. ఆ సహవాస్ కార్యక్రమం యొక్క ఆ ఫిల్మ్ కూడా షూట్ చేసి బాబాకి తర్వాత మెహరాబాద్లో చూపించడం జరిగింది. అయితే ఇక్కడ మనం తెలుసుకోవాల్సింది, శ్రీ RSN మూర్తి గారి యొక్క బాబాపై ఉన్న ప్రేమ, ఆ యొక్క కుశలత, ఆ తర్వాతే ఆ కార్యంలో కార్యం చేపట్టాలనే దాంట్లో ఆ తెగింపు మనం ఒక స్ఫూర్తిగా తీసుకోవాల్సిందే. అలాగే రెండో విషయంగా జహా కల్పన దివ్య సనాతన ఆరతి, హిందీ ఆరతి మధుసూదన్ రాసి పాడిన ఆ ఆరతి మనందరికీ ఇప్పుడు ఈ రోజుకి మనందరం కూడా పాడుకుంటూ ఉంటాం. దీని యొక్క మొట్టమొదటిసారిగా స్టూడియో రికార్డింగ్ చేయాలి అనే ప్రస్తావన శ్రీ RSN మూర్తి గారు తీసుకొని రావడం జరిగింది. పాట 1952 సంవత్సరంలో రాయడం జరిగింది, కానీ దాని యొక్క రికార్డింగ్ 1960వ సంవత్సరం దాకా జరగలేదు. అయితే దీని వెనుక RSN మూర్తి గారి ఉన్న యోగదానం, వారి యొక్క కష్టం ఇక్కడ మనకి సోదరులు జనార్దన్ రావు గారు పంచుకున్నారండి. అయితే ఆదికే రాణి గారి దగ్గర ఈ ప్రస్తావన తీసుకెళ్లిన తర్వాత ఎన్నో ప్రశ్నలు, సంశయాలు ఎదురయ్యాయి. కానీ వీటన్నిటిని ఎదుర్కొని ఆ యొక్క కార్యాన్ని పూర్తి చేయడం జరిగింది. ఆ రోజుల్లో ఇదొక పెద్ద ఖర్చుతో కూడిన పెద్ద యాగం. ఎందుకంటే ఆ స్టూడియో రికార్డింగ్ చేయాలంటే ఈ పూనా భజన్ మండలి బృందం పూనా నుంచి ముంబై వెళ్ళి అక్కడ వసతి చేసి HMV స్టూడియో వారి దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళి వాళ్ళ రికార్డింగ్ పాతకాలపు ఎక్విప్మెంట్స్ అడిగి ఉండడం వల్ల చాలా కాలం పట్టడం వల్ల ఖర్చుతో మరీ పెరుగుతూ వచ్చిన విషయం. అయితే బాబా సహాయంతో ఇది పూర్తి అయింది. ఆ తర్వాత బాబాకి ఆ రికార్డింగ్ గురించి తెలియజేయడం జరిగింది. బాబా దాని యొక్క ఖర్చు వివరాలను కూడా రెట్టించి అడిగి చెప్పడంతో మూర్తి గారు ఈ రకంగా చెప్పడం జరిగింది. బాబా స్వతహాగా ధనవంతులు కాదు ఆ రోజుల్లో. RSN మూర్తి గారు తన యొక్క స్థలాన్ని, తన యొక్క భూమిని తాకట్టు పెట్టి ఆ యొక్క ఖర్చు కావాల్సిన ఏర్పాట్లు చేయడం జరిగింది. ఆయన చెప్పడం జరిగింది. బాబా కాలక్రమంగా తనకి సహాయం అయిన ఖర్చుని తన ప్రసాదంగా అమౌంట్ని పంపిస్తున్నాను అని చెప్పి ఆ యొక్క ఖర్చుని ఆ రకంగా ముగించడం జరిగింది. అయితే ఇది కూడా RSN మూర్తి గారి తెగింపుకి ఒక నిదర్శనం అని మనం చెప్పుకోవచ్చు. చివరిగా మన అవతార్ మెహర్ బాబా హైదరాబాద్ సెంటర్ జూబ్లీ హిల్స్ యొక్క ఆ యొక్క నిర్మాణానికి, అలాగే దానికి కావలసిన ఏర్పాటుకి ఇక్కడ ఏ భూమిపైన అయితే ఇప్పుడు ఈ సెంటర్ నించుని ఉందో అది కావూరి కుటుంబరావు గారు ఆ రోజుల్లో బాబా సెంటర్కే ఇచ్చినదని మనకు తెలుసు. అయితే ఆ భూమి యొక్క భూమిని పొందడానికి ఆ రోజుల్లో RSN మూర్తి గారే ముఖ్య పాత్రను వహించారు. నిజామాబాద్ నుంచి హైదరాబాద్ వరకు ఎన్నోసార్లు ప్రయాణం చేసి తన యొక్క ఈ యొక్క యోగదానాన్ని ఇవ్వడం జరిగింది. హైదరాబాద్ ప్రేమికులందరూ కూడా దీన్ని ఎన్నోసార్లు గుర్తు చేసుకుందాం. ఇక్కడితోటి ఈ యొక్క ప్రసంగం ఇక్కడితో ముగుస్తుందండి. తదుపరి కార్యక్రమంలోకి ముందుకు వెళ్దాం. తదుపరి అంశం ప్రేతం బాబా ఫిల్మ్ ప్రదర్శన ఉంటుంది. ఫిల్మ్ శీర్షికన ఓ పర్వర్దిగార్. We will now watch a Baba film titled O Parvardigar.
Parvardigar, the preserver and protector of all. Without beginning are you, Lord, without end.
you'll beyond compare, and none can measure you. Without color, expression, nor form, nor attributes to name. You are unlimited, and none can plumb your depth. Imperishable beyond conception by our minds. None can divide you, oh God, you are eternal. None can see you but with eyes divine. You always were, you always are, and always will be. You are everywhere, in everything and beyond. In the firmament above and in the deep. On all the seven plains and far beyond. In us hidden to our eyes, in all we see. Beyond the trinity of worlds and in them all. You cannot be perceived, or no one shall depend. Oh, Babardika, preserve, protect us all. Without beginning are you, Lord, without end. You always were, you always are, and always will be. You are the creator, Lord of lords, the knower of our minds and thoughts. Omnipotent, omnipresent, all you tower. You are knowledge, infinite bliss, infinite power. You are the ocean of knowledge, knowing all. Infinitely knowing, we can but tell. The knower of the past, the present and future. Crowning even this, your knowledge itself. All merciful benevolence, eternal. You are the trinity of knowledge, truth, and bliss. You are the source of truth, the one with infinite attributes. You are the ocean of love we sorely miss. You always were, you always are, and always will be. You are the ancient one, the highest star. O Pavadika, the preserver and protector of all. Without beginning are you, Lord, without end. You are named Isaac, the only one worthy of worship. We sing the universal prayer to you, amen. Avatar Meher Baba, PJ. Avatar Meher Baba, PJ. Avatar Meher Baba, PJ.
Jai Baba. Time for announcements. Srimati Raj Lalit, wife of Shri SD Lalit of Roorkee, well known to Hyderabad Baba lovers. Srimati Raj Lalit joined beloved Baba on this Tuesday morning, that is the 10th of November 2020. She's fortunate to have Baba's darshan. Let us all remember her love to Baba during silence. Shri SD Lalit Gari Srimati Raj Lalit గత మంగళవారాన్న 10 నవంబర్ 2020 ఉదయాన్న బాబాలో చేరారు. SD లలిత్ వారి కుటుంబం హైదరాబాద్ బాబా ప్రేమికులకి సుపరిచితులే. శ్రీమతి రాజ్ లలిత్ గారి బాబాపై ఉన్న ప్రేమని గుర్తు చేసుకొని బాబాని మనం ఈ రోజు మౌనం సమయంలో ప్రార్థిద్దాం. The next announcement. The 34th anniversary of Avatar Meher Baba Hyderabad Center Jubilee Hills will be celebrated tomorrow, that is the 15th of November 2020, Sunday. The center will be open for darshan from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. And following the government regulations, as announced, no Sahavas gathering is planned at the center. The online Sahavas program will be from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. The YouTube live channel link has been shared. Avatar Meher Baba Hyderabad Center Jubilee Hills యొక్క 34వ వార్షికోత్సవాన్ని మనం రేపు జరుపుకుంటున్నాం. రేపు అనగా 15 నవంబర్ 2020. దర్శనాన్ని కొరకు సెంటర్ తెరిచి ఉంటుంది. ఉదయం 7 గంటల నుంచి దర్శన కార్యక్రమం ప్రారంభమవుతుంది. ప్రభుత్వం వారి నిర్దేశాలని ఆచరిస్తూ సెంటర్ ప్రాంగణంలో సహవాస్ కార్యక్రమం జరగదు. ఆన్లైన్ సహవాస్ కార్యక్రమం అనౌన్స్ చేసినట్టుగానే 9 గంటల నుంచి మధ్యాహ్నం 1 గంట వరకు ఉంటుంది. యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్ లింక్ షేర్ చేయడం జరిగింది. అవతార్ మెహర్ బాబా కీ జై. We will now have silence followed by prayers and Arti. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Time for prayers.
O Almighty God, the preserver and protector of all. You are without beginning and without end, non-dual, beyond comparison, and none can measure you. You are without color, without expression, without form, and without attributes. You are unlimited and unfathomable, beyond imagination and conception, eternal and imperishable. You are indivisible, and none can see you but with eyes divine. You always were, you always are, and you always will be. You are everywhere, you are in everything, and you are also beyond everywhere and beyond everything. You are in the firmament and in the depths. You are manifest and unmanifest, on all planes and beyond all planes. You are in the three worlds and also beyond the three worlds. You are imperceptible and independent. You are the Creator, the Lord of Lords, the knower of all minds and hearts. You are omnipotent and omnipresent. You are knowledge infinite, power infinite, and bliss infinite. You are the ocean of knowledge, all-knowing, infinitely knowing, the knower of the past, the present, and the future, and you are knowledge itself. You are all-merciful and eternally benevolent. You are the soul of souls, the one with infinite attributes. You are the Trinity of truth, knowledge, and bliss. You are the source of truth, the ocean of love. You are the Ancient One, the highest of the high. You are Prabhu and Parameshwar. You are the Beyond God and the Beyond God also. You are Parabrahma, Allah, Ilahi, Yastan, Ahura Mazda, and God the Beloved. You are named Isa, the only one worthy of worship. We repent, O God, most merciful, for all our sins, for every thought that was false or unjust or unclean, for every word spoken that ought not to have been spoken, for every deed done that ought not to have been done. We repent for every deed and word and thought inspired by selfishness, and for every deed and word and thought inspired by hatred. We repent most especially for every lustful thought and every lustful action, for every lie, for all hypocrisy, for every promise given but not fulfilled, and for all slander and backbiting. Most especially also we repent for every action that has brought ruin to others, for every word and deed that has given others pain, and for every wish that pain should befall others. In your unbounded mercy, we ask you to forgive us, O God, for all these sins committed by us, and to forgive us for our constant failures to think and speak and act according to your will. Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more, and more and more, and still yet more, till we become worthy of union with you, and help us all to hold fast to Baba's daman till the very end. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai.
जहाँ कल्पना शब्द न पहुँचे ऐसे अपरूपा वेद पुकारे महिमा दिव्य सनातन परम दयाल दिव्य सनातन परम दयाल हे जगदुद्धारो मेरे मन आरती स्वीकारो मेरे मन आरती स्वीकारो धूप दीप चंदन लगाना फूल चढ़ाना तुम्हारी तुमको लौटाना चाहे बड़ाई करूं मेरे मन आरती स्वीकारो मेरे मन आरती स्वीकारो सकल निधि के तुम सवार नहीं तुम ही हो हे सत अवतारो मेरा मन आरती स्वीकारो मेरा मन आरती स्वीकारो सकल चराचर तुम्हारी माया माया भी हो तुम्हारी छाया तुम्हारा अंत न कोई पाया तुम अनंत करो मेरे मन आरती स्वीकारो मेरे मन आरती स्वीकारो अपने को जब को महिमा तुम्हारी क्या पहचाने जो कुछ भी कहते हम जाने गुण गाते तुम लोग मेरा मन आरती स्वीकारो मेरा मन आरती स्वीकारो श्रीमानाही तुम्हारी कोई दे सकता प्रभु तुमको विष्णु प्रेमी जनों को नित्य तुम्हें तुम लो मेरा मन आरती स्वीकारो मेरा मन आरती स्वीकारो दिव्य सनातन परम दयाल दिव्य सनातन परम दयाल हे जगदुद्धारो मेरा मन आरती स्वीकारो मेरा मन आरती स्वीकारो
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार